On the 15th day of February 2019, several series were added to Netflix roster, which is significant only to say that Umbrella Academy was one of them.
I'm Levita Josue.
And I'm Antonio Ache.
And this is Comrom, where we do nerdy reviews
with the occasional booze.
So today we're doing a full recap of Season 1 of the Umbrella Academy. And I warn you, there's going to be more spoilers than there were moments of number 5 explaining time travel throughout the series in Season 1.
Guess I missed the funeral.
How'd you know about that?
What part of the future do you not understand?
It can be accurately assumed that the second season is going to loosely follow the second volume titled Dallas. And if that's any indication, then it's going to give us the JFK treatment when it airs on July 31st.
The first season of Umbrella Academy took the world by storm. This new offbeat comic, written by My Chemical Romance's Gerard Way, didn't really seem like the kind of comic that we would get a show about this soon. But this new comic positive world that we live in, loved it.
Leave a comment below and let us know what your favorite episode of the first season was.
The Umbrella Academy's first season was the most successful comic book based show in 2019, surpassing the CW-verse, and there's definitely a reason for that.
When we initially meet them, the Hargreaves family is gathering to mourn their recently deceased pops, one Mr. Reginald Hargreaves. They're faced with the usual dilemmas of who's gonna do all of the funeral chores, who's gonna sprinkle the ashes, who's gonna read the eulogy, who actually killed our dad, just all the general stuff.
We learned that this family, like most families, have their own troubles, but the difference is that these kids have abilities, and their dad not only purchased them from their respective unexpected mothers, but also trained them to save the world. In an effort to train them as best as possible, Reginald Hargreaves trains each individual kid in their respective abilities and general fighting skills to succeed in most situations, both collectively and individually.
Number 1, Luther, aka Space Boy. Superhuman strength and endurance and an abnormal physique.
Number 2, Diego. He's especially adept with knives. In the comics, his nickname is Kraken because he can hold his breath for incredible amounts of time, but we've yet to see that in the show.
Number 3, Allison, aka The Rumor.
Hey Tony!
Wow.
I heard a rumor we're gonna hit 100 likes on this video.
Oh, I guess it's gotta happen then.
It's gotta happen.
That's how it goes. She says it, it happens.
Number 4, Klaus, aka Seance, and my personal favorite. His power gets the least explanation out of the living Hargreaves, including the surprise powerhouse on the list. I think that's because in the comics he had a crap load of abilities and they didn't want to paint themselves into a box by limiting him.
Number 5, aka the kid who disappeared before that one year where they started giving him names. Probably the most prominent power of them all, he uses it for tasks big and small. He can transport himself and others through time and space in limited bursts.
Number 6, aka the Horror.
Keep your voice down.
And also known as Ben Hargreaves, the dearly departed, who could summon monstrous beings from underneath his skin, but lately he really just gets under Klaus's skin because he can't really seem to reach anyone else until he does.
Alright, so number 7 is Vanya.
Vanya?
Yeah.
No, this
No,
I swear to God.
No, let me tell him. Vanya, killing her first. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Vanya. Number 7. Cool name, sad story, completely unremarkable, no powers. Or does she?
Now, before we get too settled with things as they are, 5 returns back through a self-made temporal portal and reverts back to his 13-year-old self with a mission to save the world that's gonna end in 8 days.
Soon after his arrival, it's shown that a major organization has sent a bunch of goons to kill him. But he massacres most of them in the town's only donut shop. It's at that time that the commission decides that they need to go for quality instead of quantity. Enter Hazel and Cha-Cha. These two are the time-traveling equivalent of Django and Boba Fett. Wait, they're not related, so maybe it's more like Dog and Beth. Bounty hunters.
Episode 5, titled Number 5, shows us a closer look at how 5 struggled in the future and how he ended up working for the commission, which is ran by the Handler.
After this point, Allison is deep in trying to prove that Vanya's boyfriend is just as creepy as his face suggests. Klaus has been both abducted and aroused by his assailants, and he even had a little time to dip back and forth using their time travel tech. After all of that, Cha-Cha is searching for a leg up on all the Academy folks, and Hazel is knee-deep in either a relationship or a diabetic coma.
We find out that one of the items that Klaus had foolishly thrown away earlier in the season was actually their father's journal, which detailed all of his attempts in vain to train Vanya, who not only has powers, but is likely the most powerful of them all.
So Vanya's boyfriend convinces her to go away with him and then pays some dudes to rough him up and trigger her abilities. Later, Allison reveals that Vanya's boyfriend is not who she thinks he is, and that she kind of was tricked into rumoring away her powers at one point. And of course, Vanya took that really well.
I heard a rumor.
As it all comes together in the end of the season, the siblings come together to try to stop Vanya from being the reason that everything ends. And they're successful. Except her super vague sound beam, violin beam, shoots all the way to the moon, and they have to depend on Five's unpredictable abilities to survive.
So far, they've been wonderfully tight-lipped about all of the major details from the season 2, but luckily we don't have to wait too long. We know that the second season will feature 3 more of the mysteriously born kids and more wibbly-wobbly time travel goodness. But what we don't know could fill a concert hall the size of the one that was in the finale. But I heard a rumor that we have a bunch more questions.
Are the newly discovered Umbrella Academy kids gonna help or hurt the team?
Who is that redhead lady that Heather Sanderson keeps playing?
Most importantly, where are all the other 33 kids?
Talk. Do us a favor, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button to let us know that you did.
Hit the bell and make sure that you subscribe because we have a lot of videos like this coming up if you request it.
So until the next time Netflix gives us a distant father figure who actually claims his kids.
I'm Lovita Josue,
And I'm Antonio Ache.
and this is Comrom, where we do nerdy reviews
With the occasional boost. On the 15th day, I spit hard.